everybody. Jersey Baseball Show today. We have a great Rider-themed guest here. We've got our longtime friend and fifth-year senior, JAKE Barbiere, here to talk about a number of things, his final year playing baseball. We'll just get started right away with some big news, obviously. First pitch dinner, Rider University, end of this month, January 29th. We are getting our championship rings from the MAAC title in 2021. And let's talk about that night coming up here, obviously. It's, Saturday night, first pitch dinner, chance to get the 2022 season started, but really also a chance to remember and commemorate the special 2021 season. So what's going to be going through your head that night?
Hey, Ols, thanks for having me. No, it should be a very exciting night. I think that it's kind of a nice last hurrah as a remembrance and kind of bringing back that memory of last season. A lot of the older guys that graduate will be coming back for it, so it'll be good to see them. Everybody gets their ring, one last night to enjoy that. But I think for the most part, we're really focused on this upcoming season, all fall. I mean, we're not really doing it because of what we did last year. I mean, all the work now is this year, turn the page and kind of get ready to go.
Yeah, but we get a chance to see Big Pete again, and
all those guys will be back. Yep,
Shawnee McGeehan will be back, I'm sure, right? So,
yeah, I mean, all those guys were huge parts of that team last year too. So it'll be good to celebrate it with them.
Yeah, for sure. That's going to be an exciting and awesome day. And really, we were just saying before we came on here, how that was sort of like the I would say culmination of, but your first 4 years, go from, you kind of touch every range of emotion from being part of a couple of truly bad teams, no way to say it, but some really not good teams your first couple of years, some injury issues, some COVID issues, right? So take us through your Rider journey to the top and why this is going to be extra special.
Yeah, no. So fall 17 was when I got here, and then spring of 18 was my first year, and we went 12-35. I mean, first weekend we played Ohio down in South Carolina and split with them. So here I am thinking oh man, we're gonna be really
all right.
Yeah, we'll have a great year, sick year this year, and then we win 10 games the rest of the season after that. And then got injured towards the end of that year, sophomore year, redshirted, had ankle reconstruction and labrum surgery. And then that was another tough year for us. We went 17-37. Like you said, junior year was pandemic, and then senior year for us was the MAAC Championship. So it was kind of like polar opposites from beginning to end, and we definitely got the full experience, but it was a great way to go out. Just for the fifth years that came back, for the five of us from my original class that made it all the way through, Joe, Vin, Lou, and Liam. It was a lot of fun. It was just you couldn't have scripted it any better. Yeah,
it's and you guys were starting to make some progress the COVID year, if I remember.
Yeah, right. No, we had a good start to the COVID year. We started down Charleston Southern, we swept them. Played well against East Tennessee State. JMU, we didn't play that well, and Delaware we played all right, but it's definitely trending in the right direction.
You guys were playing some above MAAC level teams to start out the season, and more than held your own.
100%.
So what was the, obviously talent level was there too, but it seemed like there was more than just that. What were the biggest changes, or what have been the biggest changes kind of in your time, that have gotten you to a level that, obviously winning a conference title, but also just being up there with the other top teams in the conference who are really good right now?
No, I think definitely a big part of it is the leadership at the top. I know last year, I think one thing that helped us so much was how many fifth-year older guys we had come back. Guys like Pete, Kyle, Sebastian, and Sean. Sean was a great guy to have come in too, because he had been at St. John's, which is obviously a very, very good program. So having him come in and kind of just being able to like see their maturity and how they just attack every day, and then they kind of set the standard for everybody else to follow. So I mean, that's something that we're trying to replicate again this year with our group of older guys. And I mean, it's very important that just like those younger guys understand that you just always come ready to go. Like you're not just doing this for fun. Like you're doing this to try to win a championship every year.
Absolutely. Jake Barbiere, our guest today, 2017 graduate, Randolph High School, Pride of North Jersey. When it was time to make the decision, so we're going back a few years now.
Oh yeah.
What was it about Ryder that attracted you? And now that we're an old head on the team and one of our fifth year guys, did the experience live up to what you were hoping for?
Oh, 100%. I mean, to start on your question, going back, so my recruiting process was actually when I was getting recruited my junior year of high school, I was like 5'8", 150. So, I mean, mine was definitely pretty tough. Ryder was actually the only Division I school that offered me after my junior year. I mean, at all, but after my junior year over that summer, they had offered me, and then I was down to them. There were a couple of Division III schools, and I spoke with Coach Crane, John Crane was at the time the pitching coach. He recruited most of our class, and met with Coach Davis on campus, and I just thought it was a good fit. My mom actually graduated from Ryder too, back in her heyday. So I mean, it was just like a small world, but I thought it was a good fit. And then the past 5 years, I mean, it was a great experience. The people that, or just the rest of the guys that I got to go through it all with, are what make it all worth it. Like obviously, Ryder's not a Penn State or Florida State or Maryland or one of those schools, but like the people that you do it with are what make it so special. So like just all the guys around us are kind of around me are what make this journey so special.
When you look back on your graduating class, now not everybody's still there because not everybody's got came back for year 5.
Mm-hmm.
But the guys that you played with, that you kind of gone through the ups and downs with, what do you want to be remembered for as far as bringing to Ryder baseball, and where do you feel like you guys have made the most impact?
Yeah, so our class when we first got on campus was 9, I think, or 8. And then after our freshman year was when we knocked to 5. And then now it's just 3 of us. It's me, Vin Vitaco, and Joe Papio. But I think that, I mean, what we kind of focus on now is just setting the standard. I mean, we have the talent that we've brought in the past couple of years with the freshmen is unbelievable. So like we just want them to understand that every day they have that access to an unbelievable hitting facility, good weight room. Like just get after it. Don't take these things for granted, because you start really working hard your sophomore, junior year, you could take away from opportunities to play once you're done here. So, I mean, I think that we just want to be remembered for like working hard, setting a standard, just showing and paving the way for what it takes to be a winning program here.
Hey, you particularly have been known for all those things, and also your utility and able to help in wherever needed. And that's kind of taken on some new responsibilities it looks like in 2022.
Yeah.
We got to get you a little bit bigger glove, obviously, and get out in the outfield. How did that come about? And, for everybody who didn't see Ryder this fall, Jake played a lot of outfield, and, a good chance that's where he's going to be in the lineup most days. How has that adjustment been?
It's been good. I've played I played outfield a lot growing up when I was younger, and I've been able to go out there. My freshman year, when I came back from being hurt, they stuck me out there and left for a couple games. I've played over the summer, just when they need a guy out there. I love it. I mean, I think it's way easier to catch a fly ball in the outfield than it is to catch a pop up in the infield. So the ball's not hit as hard at you. So there's some things that are pretty nice about it. But I mean, I love it out there. I'm trying to cross off most positions now before I finish my playing days. I got left, third, second, and first right now checked off on the list. So we'll see if I can get a few others this year. But no, I like it. I mean, like we said when we were talking before, it's just as long as I have the opportunity to play every day, I don't really care where it is. I just want to go there and play.
Have we tried catching?
I was actually the emergency catcher my freshman year. I caught a little bit in high school.
All right, so that's a possibility. Have we ever tried pitching?
No, I didn't even pitch once in high school.
So we're probably not getting all 9.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'm going to see any time on the mound this year. But we never know for the rest of them.
That's right. We can go 8. Let's start putting that bug in coach's head now. We got to get at least 8 positions in one game.
Exactly.
I
don't know if I'll be able to get pitching.
No, we will spare. I don't even want to know what the score of the game is going to be if we turn to you to throw. What would you say to someone who's got Ryder on their, strongly considering Ryder, a young kid, recruiting wise, or who's shown the ability? Why is that a place to come play?
Ooh, excuse me. No, I would say that right now the team we have some older experience, but we do have a lot of young talent. So, I mean, the future is going to be very bright for this group. It's a lot of good, hardworking kids. I mean, that grade with Volpe and O'Donnell and that whole crew and Winsett, I mean, that they came in with, I think, 15, and they're down to 9 or 10, but, I mean, that's a really, really good class that they have. But, I mean, the program's trending in the right direction. We're starting to get more and more technology that we're working with. Coach Petrowski's done a great job of going out there and kind of getting the pitchers on a really good program. I know he's been talking to some other colleges, some major league guys. And, it's just as long as the talent and the work ethic and that level keeps going up, I mean, the program's going to have a lot of success for the years to come.
You're a hardcore Jersey guy. North Jersey. Did it mean more to win with? I mean, that was pretty much a New Jersey roster. What does it say about quality of baseball in the state that maybe doesn't get the attention or respect it deserves? And what was it like competing on a national stage?
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of talent in New Jersey. I think it goes under the radar because we're not a state where we have one school where the top guys will go to. If anything, a lot of the top 50 kids from every class will end up going south. You see it in football a lot too. Same way, where they'll be going everywhere else except Rutgers, or I think Rutgers may be the only Division I football program in Jersey. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty special to be out there with like kind of a whole Jersey crew. Even the non-Jersey guys were for the most part local. I mean, the only one that really comes to mind is Cal from Iowa, but
right.
But yeah, no. So it was definitely great. The state's loaded with talent. So be able to do that with everybody and then go out there and play on a big stage. I think that first night against Louisiana Tech, the moment kind of got too big for us. I mean, that was a Friday night, 2,700 people, just as loud, as many people as they could put in that place. There were, and it was so loud. It was such a cool experience, though. And then I think we kind of settled in after that. And I mean, we played Alabama for 9 innings. We were in it to the end that last day. We had the tying run at the plate in the 9th. So, I mean, it was an awesome experience just to be able to do that with everybody and the crew that I'd been playing with for 4 or 5 years at school.
Yeah, what's it like playing in the NCAA tournament? Is it, as a kid, you grow up, you watch college baseball, you see Omaha this and all these teams and the road to the World Series, and you get to participate in it. playing in a unique environment down in Louisiana Tech. What was the whole experience like?
It was unbelievable. I mean, going back to kind of when that MAAC tournament started against Niagara, I mean, we didn't really know what to expect because, excuse me. I know personally, I got a concussion against St. Peter's the second to last weekend. And then I wasn't able to play against Siena, and I forget who we played against before Pete's, but we weren't playing great the last
Or like one run the whole weekend against
yeah. We didn't play great against Siena. First game against Pete's, we struggled. And then I feel like the weekend before that, I forget who we played. It might have been a Marist midweek doubleheader, but we got smoked by them too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we did enough to get in, but we weren't playing our best baseball. And sure enough, it was just like, I remember the first game against Niagara, the first batter of the game doubled off the wall to right. We picked him off at second, and then the next kid homered, and it was just like, what is going on? But I mean, we locked in and we lit them up the first game, and then they saved their ace for game two, and we hopped on him, and it was kind of like once that happened, everybody just started believing. It was just like I didn't for a second. Once we got to Fairfield in those 3 games against Canisius, Monmouth, and Fairfield, think that we were going to lose.
You were just waiting for fans to come back. That was all. No fans allowed until the postseason, right?
Yeah, we packed the pit. All probably like 200, 250 people that we had there, but no, it was just like the perfect storm. It was everybody was so playing with such like a confidence and swagger, and it was just there was no doubt from anybody that we weren't going to come out with a ring, and then it was kind of just you don't really think about all the things that go into the whole tournament experience. And then it's like, all right, well, we have the selection show this day, and then we're traveling this day, and we flew private, which was so cool. We got the bus dropped us off on the runway. We go through our own security, hop on a plane. We actually picked up NC State on the way down. We're getting police escorts from when we land to the hotel. So just all that stuff. It's not what you really think about, but it's so cool. It's such like an unforgettable experience that we're all like so lucky to have.
And the MAAC tournament, you received all MAAC tournament honors too for your play, right? Obviously the big game was the comeback against Canisius and Johnny with the winning hit, but to go through the emotion of the Fairfield game, and obviously it's a Fairfield team that ends up being a regional finalist and having a great run and was a great team itself, but not on that day, right? I mean, that was rider batting practice day. It seemed like everybody was hitting the ball out, and it just seemed like just the most incredible fitting way to win a title.
Yeah. I've played with a bunch of guys on that Fairfield team that I knew that year, and then I played with a bunch more this year. I was glad they got to go to the tournament because they 100% deserved it, and they showed when they got it that they deserved it too. I mean, they were a game away from advancing.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's funny because we'll talk about that Fairfield game all the time at school, and everybody had different stuff going through their head. But no, like you said, Volpe was the hero that got us there against Canisius. People forget that Papio was actually the one that closed out that game and got the win, and then he started the next day against Fairfield. And Joe, when he's on the mound, you're going to get a good game out of him. He's extremely mature up there, just always on. And he was like, he had his stuff that day when he needed it. And he went 5 innings and gave up 2, but they left like 10 guys on. It was just like anytime we needed to get out of a jam, he made a pitch. If they had bases loaded, no outs, it was like strikeout, pop up, ground out. And it's just a perfect storm. And like you said, all home runs. I think I remember looking back, we had 19 the whole year. We had 5 in that game. It was just like, that wasn't how we got there or what our team identity was by any means. But I mean, it was just as soon as Kyle hit that first one, it was like, all right, like Kyle set the tone for everybody. Now it's 1-0. Then they got one right back. But then all of a sudden it was just like Sean, Socrates, Brian, Lou. And once Lou hit his, I was like, I mean, 4 years. This is going to be one of his last games. He just hit his first career homer. Like, it's meant to be. And then certain guys will tell you that because it was Fairfield, they were like, they didn't think we had a chance until the final out was made. Once we got into like the 6th or 7th inning, I started counting down the outs because I knew once Cal got out there, Cal has great stuff. He was locked in. He was just pounding the zone. Everything was working for him. But yeah, I mean, there were a lot of like great performances in that tournament. Cal throwing 4 innings to close out that game. Joe getting 2 straight wins in games 2 and 3 of that tournament, the semis and the championship. Volpe's big hit. I mean, so many just Jordan Irby stepped up huge for us. He was the tournament MVP. I mean, he'll probably be the first to tell you that he didn't have a great regular season, but what he did for us in that tournament was unbelievable. But no, I mean, the lineup just top to bottom grind at bats and kind of just doing whatever we had to do to win. It was special.
So 5th year, you decide to come back, right? You come back work on your I guess first question would be, what are we working on degree wise in our 5th year? But second of all, why did you come back?
So to start, getting my master's in business administration with a focus on business analytics. I wanted to come back because I honestly have 2 years left to play. I have another one after this if I want it because of my redshirt year. Although this will probably be it for me. But it was I just didn't feel like I was ready to be done with it yet. I mean, I've been playing baseball since I was 7 or 8 years old. If I have the ability to, I mean, there's no reason not to come back and enjoy this one last year. It kind of worked out well because Vin and Joe were planning on coming back. Cal came back. So, I mean, we all lived together. So it was kind of older guys. We're just going to stay together for another year. And no, it was just, we got a good group. I'm glad people that came back. And obviously losing Lou and Liam from our grade, it's a little weird now. We're down to 3, considering we had 5 most of the ride. But no, I'm excited to be back for one more year and kind of enjoy and take everything in now one last time.
I'm not sure Lou could script a better ending for.
Oh yeah, exactly. Lou's got to go out on top.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I mean, now this year for me, a big part of it will be kind of just taking all the little things on these road trips and stuff, being able to like have my parents come see me play at all these places one last time, Just it'll be a special year for them and kind of just for me to make a lot of memories with a lot of these guys for one last time.
What's the trip you're going to miss the least?
Ooh, definitely opening weekend to South Carolina. That bus ride just never goes well for us. I think it was my second year here. We went on that trip and our bus broke down. Well, our bus got stuck in a gas station in West Virginia before it broke down at like 4 a.m. And the bus driver must have been trying to do a K-turn for about 45 minutes, going back and forth. And then we probably left South Carolina around 6 o'clock in the afternoon and didn't get back to Ryder until 1 or 2 in the afternoon the next day. So it was like a 20-hour trip on the bus, which was miserable. Everybody was so cranky and on edge at that point. It's like you can't even turn your head left or right and people start yelling at each other.
Favorite place to play in the MAAC, not including Ryder?
Oof. I don't even know if I've never even played at Marist, as crazy as that sounds, in 4 years here. But first place that came to mind was Fairfield. I know Niagara has a really nice turf field. We played there my freshman year, but it's so cold up there.
Yeah.
Same with Canisius. We played up there at the end of April, and it was like 38 and windy. And it's like, how do you guys do this? But I think I'd have to go with Fairfield. I know Monmouth has a nice field too, but No.
Was it Fairfield before the title or because of the title?
Maybe a little bit of both, but
Yeah.
no, they have a good, great facility there. Beautiful field. They do a great job taking care of it. So, yeah, probably Fairfield.
It's a long career, 5 years. We finish up. How do you want people to look back and remember your time at Ryder?
I mean, personally, I just want them to, like, Barrett or Coach Davis will a lot of times, bring up a lot of the older guys and talk about what they did well. And, I think that for me personally, I just want to get remembered for doing things the right way. I mean, I'm by no means going to be the best hitter that's ever come through Ryder and have the school record for hits or home runs or anything like that. But I mean, something that I really take pride in personally is just kind of doing everything the right way, showing up on time, working hard, kind of just cleaning up when you're done with stuff, setting the example for the younger guys, kind of just being there for them if they need anything along the way, because that's who's going to be the main part of the program in another few years. So I just want to be remembered for, like, setting a good example for everybody, honestly.
Give me a breakout star for 2022 that hasn't gotten all the headlines yet.
First one that came to mind is probably Brendan O'Donnell. I think that, this year is going to be very exciting for a bunch of guys because, as you probably know, we have a very thin roster, but a lot of guys that deserve the chance to play every day are going to get it this year. So, guys like Winsett or Brendan that, for the past 2 years haven't necessarily been everyday players, but have worked really hard and kind of deserve that chance are going to get it this year. So, just like every other year, guys are going to have to step up for us. But I'm excited to kind of see what those two have in store.
Absolutely. Should be a great season for Ryder. January 29th, first pitch dinner, and also the kind of last pitch dinner for the 2021 team. Everybody gets their championship ring. Should be an awesome night. Look forward to seeing you there, Jake, and certainly appreciate the time and happy holidays.
Thanks for having me. You too, Olsh.
Absolutely. Jake Barbiere, our guest today, Jersey Baseball Show, and we will see you next time.